And
Hello,
we have started
everyone.
with technical difficulties. But
Yes, we
hello,
did.
everyone.
Yes, we did. Mm-mm-mm.
Man, StreamYard.
Yes, we're
Mm-mm-mm.
live today, Abigail. We're just running late. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties before starting, but all is well, and we are here. So
Yes.
happy Sunday to you, Abigail, Candy K, T, and everyone else on the live. Welcome to Pages and Perspectives. This is our Sunday live book club where we discuss meaningful books through open conversation and shared reflection. We are discussing Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. And this week we did chapters 9 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to discuss those. Just ground rules for anybody that may be watching on replay and you're not sure how we do things here. It's a Sunday live book club. You don't necessarily join the book club. You just kind of show up, right?
Yep.
And you do not have to be you do not have to be reading the book to participate in the conversations because it's your perspective on whatever we share. T's going to start us off this week with a chapter overview, and then we'll go
Mhm.
into some different things that we enjoyed from the book. When we share openly, we're not here to force our judgment on others. That's pretty much the main thing. We do not force our perspectives on others. We just learn through one another. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you all for being here. And
Thank
happy
you,
Sunday.
everyone. Thank you, Candy and Abigail.
Yes, and please thumbs up the live.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Okay, so I'm going to go over the chapter overviews. We went through chapters 9 through 12 this week. I'm
Hmm.
hearing a little static sometimes, but it's not super bad, but
Okay.
I'm hearing it a little bit.
I'm gonna try to mute it while you talk if that helps.
Okay, so what in the world? What did I just do? Okay, I just did something. I touched the screen and did something. But anyway, chapter 9 starts with Shonda is invited to she gets the Sherry Lansing Award. And this is basically an award for basically powerful women in Hollywood, in the Hollywood scene. So she's in there with a lot of bigwigs, a lot of women who are bringing a whole lot of things to the table in this industry. And this chapter, I summed it up about how hard it is to acknowledge your own greatness. In this chapter, she talks about how every woman that was spoken to kind of had three different ways of dealing with being put in that spotlight. One, I think, was to put your head down and just kind of, yeah, I'm not that great, or I'm not that great. I think that
Right.
was another one, like, oh no, it's not,
Laugh
I'm
it
not.
off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
One was to laugh it off. And it's just they couldn't themselves acknowledge how much they bring to the table and what kind of position they were in. It was almost like
Hmm.
diminish yourself. And, she talks about how she would do that as well. Like if someone would talk about her achievements in her shows, she
Hmm.
would defer to, well, it's the cast of people. It's the people that are on the show that make the show great. She's writing the show.
Right.
They would have nothing to act if
Hmm.
she didn't write it, but she gave herself no credit.
Right. Right.
And she talks about how it's just so prevalent, I'll say,
Hmm.
for women especially to be diminishing. We're praised for how much we can put ourselves behind
Right.
and on the back burner, and not recognize our achievements and not recognize ourselves. That's a badge of honor
Hmm.
in womanhood, and that's just not. We have to learn how to acknowledge ourselves and our achievements and be
Yep.
confident in the fact that, yeah, we have achieved something,
Hmm.
and it's okay for someone else to recognize that. And during that chapter, she gives a over I love the fact that she shows her speeches. She actually writes them out so that you can hear and see what she said that day. And that kind of ties into chapter 10, where she goes into accepting compliments.
Right.
She's a horrible person at accepting compliments. I
Yep.
can relate to this. Oslin knows that I can relate to this chapter very, very, very well. Um, about how that awkward feeling is that you just, I don't know. You don't
Right.
know what to say. It's almost as if you try, like if somebody said you had a nice dress on, your response is, "Oh, this is old,"
Yeah.
or "This is
Mhm.
this, I this is
Mhm.
only $5,"
Yeah.
or "This is," you try to diminish instead of
Mhm.
just accepting. Hey, thank you,
Right.
thank
Yep.
you.
This was one of my favorite chapters. I can't
Me
wait to
too.
talk about it. Yeah.
I know. So I watch people do that all the
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
like where somebody will give them a compliment and then they automatically lessen
Mhm.
the thing, whatever it is. Your hair
Right.
looks nice today. Oh no, I this is I it's ugly.
Yeah.
I just put, I just rolled out of bed and it looks crazy.
Right.
They'll say, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. See, I can't wait to talk about. I have so many thoughts. I cannot wait to talk about this.
so I know, so I watch people do it. I'm guilty of doing
Yes,
that
I'm
myself.
guilty of being like that at some points as well.
hmm And sometimes I think it's because you don't want to appear full of yourself,
Mhm.
like you think you're all that or something, like you're full of yourself, so you
Right.
diminish anything, any positive thing anyone has to say.
Mhm.
You diminish it so that I don't know. But
Mhm.
anyway, that is a great chapter, and Oslin will go into it in her
Yeah.
thoughts. um Chapter 11 is another good chapter, the power of saying no.
Mhm.
Now in this chapter, she could make decisions in work and all of those things, but she had a lot of trouble saying no in her personal life.
Right.
So she tells the story of a friend. This is after she got, big, her show took off.
Mhm.
She had this friend that decided to ask her for an exorbitant amount of money.
Yes, that was interesting.
And her mama is basically like, let me talk to her. I tell her that.
Mhm.
you know, you're not getting that kind of money. But she was having a very, very difficult time saying no because her thought was, well, what if I lose my friend? What if she gets mad at me?
Right.
What if she doesn't want to talk to me anymore? I've been in situations like this as well, which is why I said this was another chapter that struck me.
Mhm.
Um, and she was just afraid of the consequences of her saying no.
Mhm.
So she actually tells his friend no.
Right.
And this friend went off on her,
Mhm.
lost it, started ranting and raving. And then there was like this awkward silence. But in that silence, I guess the friend was waiting for her to respond.
Right.
But in that silence, she was like feeling a sense of relief.
Mhm.
Shonda was,
Right.
because she was
Exactly.
like, you showed me exactly who you are now. Now I
Right.
don't have to wonder
Exactly.
what kind of person you are because
Mm.
I say no, this is how you behave.
Mhm.
Now I know who you are.
Yep.
And so I'm relieved because now I know I can be done with you, kind of
Right.
thing.
Right.
But she stood firm in her no.
Mhm.
And there was also the part where she was afraid, even with actors, when
Mhm.
actors would come in and they would audition for parts, she would be afraid to say, no, you're not right for this
Right.
part.
Mhm.
And it was holding up her creative process because the longer she couldn't say no to an actor, the
Mhm.
longer it took to find the right one.
Right.
So
Yep.
she was holding up the whole entire process because she couldn't just be like, you're not right for this, you're
Right.
not the person
Exactly.
I'm
Everybody was
looking
like
for.
waiting for her to decide, and she couldn't
Hmm
just say no.
yes. So that was basically the summation of chapter 11. And then chapter 12, she was honored at the Ally for Equality. um I forgot, it was for diversity in her projects. And
Mhm.
she made a beautiful speech, and another one that I could relate to.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna have to show you a picture of me at this stage that she's talking about Oslin,
Oh
because
yeah.
she had the nerd uniform and so
Oh
did
right,
I.
right. She did mention that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
And when you're like that, you're kind of different.
mhm.
You don't have a lot of friends.
Right.
You you're often in spaces where you're the only one that looks like
Mm,
you.
yeah.
You're often it's just it's a weird space to be in. And
Mhm.
lots of times it's funny, she found her escape in writing. I found mine by going outside. I was in the woods all the time. Like I would go
Yeah.
out and build forts and stuff like
Right.
that, and which is probably why I have a connection
Mhm.
to
Absolutely. Yeah,
nature.
that makes sense.
But hers was in writing, so she would
Mhm.
read and write, because she has a series of pictures in here during that time as well, and she always talks about how she has a book stuffed in the back of her
Yes. Yes.
pants every time. So reading and writing were her escapism. She could create the people that were her friends and that accepted her and all of those things. And so she said diversity to her is not about really representation. It's about showing the world exactly as it is,
Right.
because they're all different kinds of people here. So it's not really diversifying, it's the true scope of the world.
Exactly. I thought that was
It's
a bar. That
Yes.
was a bar. I'm like, yeah, they do
Hmm.
act like diversity is something special, as if it's only one type of person to be.
Right.
You know.
But it's not. It's
Mhm.
the actual showing the world as it is. They're
Right.
different people in the world. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of being seen. And she said when she writes, she thinks about the people that were like her, didn't have a lot of friends, couldn't find her tribe until she was an adult. She wanted to show people their tribe is out there,
Right.
that somewhere in the world your tribe is there, there's
Mhm.
somebody like you. and
Mhm.
and it means a lot to see somebody like you.
Right. Absolutely.
So I'm going to turn it on over to Oslin. That's just a synopsis of the chapters, y'all. I really encourage anybody to read this book, because it really is an inspiring
Yes.
thing to read, and you learn
Mhm.
a lot about yourself as you're reading it. You truly
Yeah.
do.
Absolutely. So
And she's very relatable. Oh
she
my
is very
goodness,
relatable. She
very
is very
relatable.
relatable. Thank you so much for the chapter overview, T. And I want to say
Mhm.
hello to everyone in the chat. We got more people.
Oh,
Um,
Tara. I see
Tara is
Tara.
here. Jen,
Jen. I saw
elevated.
Candy and Elevated.
Yes. So again, as always, thank you all for tuning in.
Hmm.
So yes, T. Let's talk about these chapters, and then of course, anyone that wants to come and share your thoughts, T has the link already in there. So just click it, and we can get into it. Now, chapter say yes to thank you, T. That was the chapter where she was just kind of explaining how the women around her, the Power 100, right? The Power 100 women were all being really like bashful and like, oh no, about the things that they had accomplished. And, she also struggled with that. One of the interesting things to me in that chapter was when she was kind of like hyping herself up. And so she was like, you did this and this, and you did, all these things. And she was like, okay, now that was me acting. But the only thing is, besides, I think she called it badassery or something like that, her word she invented. She, besides that, she said everything else was a fact. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though these are facts, like literally you have accomplished all these things, it still felt like, you know, weird to acknowledge her accomplishments. Now, I mean, I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, but what the question that came to my mind when I read that was like, I wonder how much of that is rooted in the way that we are taught, like from a religious or spiritual standpoint, you know? But this
Didn't
is one
even think about that,
that's
Osmond.
the
That's a
first
good
thing that
point.
came to my mind
Very good
because
point.
um one of the things that I've been thinking about and just kind of observing. I'm a I guess I could be considered an observant person when it comes to like people and patterns and behaviors, you know. And one of the things I realized, T, like you mentioned, a lot of times you meet people, you can it could be something simple. Oh my gosh, that is such a cute color on you. Oh, oh my gosh, I love the way you're. Oh, and it's like, why are people like that? Like I used to be like that. I can't say how long ago, but I've grown past it. But one of the things that I feel like I know for sure, and I would love anybody to share their perspective on what you think.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that part of that is because you know, as Christians, because I'm born, I was raised Christian, and I still am. We're taught to be like humble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be humble. Don't think
Mm-hmm.
too highly of yourselves. Do not be haughty. You know, the meek one shall inherit the earth, and
Mm-hmm.
all of these things are true. To me, I'm a Christian. I believe what's written is facts. Okay. However, there seems to be a imbalance in the way that a lot of us perceive what it means to be meek and humble and not haughty. Because our creator did not create crap, so to speak. Okay. When God designed you as a human, he gave you so many abilities, so many
Absolutely.
gifts, so many great things. Like he made you the person that could put on pink and like everybody look, because girl, that's
Mm-hmm.
the color. Like he made you that way. So it's like I feel like even though a lot of us tend to, try to put okay, it's a couple different things. I feel like even though a lot of us tend to, you know, not take credit or not accept compliments, it's to be meek, but also like God created you in greatness. You're made in his image. So what is that really? What is that when you think that like, you know, you can't take credit or you can't I think that it's an imbalance. And I think that the way that you can balance yourself from being not down on yourself and not, putting yourself down and also not over, always give glory to God. If that's your standpoint, if you feel like you want to
Mm-hmm.
because you want to be humble, always know and understand and say out loud, you are this great of a person because God made you that way. That's how you stay humble. Humble is not, oh my gosh, no, I did a terrible job. Don't say I did. That's that's not God's energy, in my opinion.
Mm-mm.
That's not the same. But somehow it's been crossed. Now the reason I really thought about that is because Shonda has, talked about being raised Catholic or something, like she's Catholic, or
Catholic, I think, yes.
yeah, she's brought up religion in this. And so when she said that, it kind of triggered something like, I wonder if that is the link. Like I wonder if that's the link. Because it's like I think it's one of those things where maybe our parents taught us these things and they meant well by it, but um it's imbalanced.
Well, why is that especially true for women? Because the majority of the majority of the people that I see that are like that are women.
Yeah, that's true too. Some men, but mostly women, and it's another layer of I think what I just said about maybe like the Christian standpoint or
But it is could be biblically tied
it could
to,
be
yeah.
but yeah, I feel
Hmm.
like that can apply to men and women. But women have another layer of it. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but I think it's just what we've been taught through history. Like
Hmm.
every generation of women is we kind of come
Oh, did
more
Osmond
into
freeze?
our true
Oh,
selves
you
that
came
we created
back.
to be
You froze
versus
for a
what
second.
I think. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm thinking like each generation of women, we grow more to like what our true capabilities are and our true worth. But I think for a long time, women were made to feel less. And then for the women that were made to feel less and you did that well, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're good. You're good. You're good. Great job for being like
Mm-hmm.
you putting yourself last. You do all these. They love to give women trophies for doing the most and like receiving the least.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
Like you're a mother. Um, you put your kids before anything. You never cared about yourself. You were selfless. You didn't, everybody's needs were placed before you, and we're given a badge of honor for
Yeah,
that. Like the more
right.
you are that, the more you deny yourself, the
Hmm.
better of a woman you are
Yeah,
to
yeah.
others.
That's what it seems like, truly. And um, I think the first thing it starts with awareness. It starts with
Hmm.
seeing it first. But yeah, I don't want to be that. You know what I
You
mean?
don't
Like I
have
don't
to
want.
be.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. Like I don't want to be the one that is always putting myself last, and that's why people find me valuable. No, absolutely not. Like I don't want my value to be tied to me putting everybody before myself. Who the heck do you think I am?
Yeah.
Hello, you know what I mean? Like who do you
Yeah.
think I am? But yeah. So say yes to thank you was a really really good chapter because it's just simple as saying thank you. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? You don't have to let a simple compliment go to your head and make you think, you know, you go overboard. Because some people do go overboard. Cocky people do exist. Haughty people do exist. But that doesn't have to be you just because you say a simple thank you if somebody gives you a compliment. You say thank you. I appreciate that. And then the other side of it, I told you I had a lot to say about this. The other side of it is how many, no, we don't have to do a show of hands or nothing, but the truth of the matter is how many times do you say, oh, um, no or whatever, when deep down inside you want that compliment. You want that to be true. You want
Hmm.
people to see you in pink and say, "Oh my gosh, you look beautiful." But the moment somebody says it, we're like, "Oh no, I don't." Why though?
And the
Why?
feeling is, Osland, there's sometimes where you look good in something.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know it. But the moment somebody says it, you're like, oh no, this is no, I just
yeah.
threw this to get, this is nothing. Like, don't.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're like, you left the house thinking, I look good today. I look
Yeah.
good. But
Exactly. And even if you didn't walk out saying that, like if you get dressed in the morning, whether you're going to work, school, whatever, you put effort into your appearance. You thought
Mhm.
about what you put on. So if somebody compliments it, that means your effort was noticed. And we talking about like stuff like appearance, but that goes with work that we do at your job,
Mhm.
like Shonda, stories that you create. Like, what are you using your life to do? Even if somebody says, if you're a mom and somebody says, "Oh my gosh, you raised some beautiful girls," you raised your children. That's a
Yes.
compliment. You know what I mean? Like anything that you put your energy into to create is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that chapter. I have thoughts throughout, but I also wanted to show the pictures for some of the audio readers. These were some of the pictures that she put in. Oh, T, are you gonna pull your picture up now?
Oh my goodness. I
This
I
is the
have to
one that she's
find
talking
that thing.
about in her in eighth grade.
I don't even have it in here, I don't think.
Okay, I don't even know if you want gonna show me that later or now. I don't know, but yeah.
I
T,
should have
what was
brought it in here
your
today, but oh my god, I could show you all the way through. It's just like the nerd uniform.
yes, in these pictures, what she said: the harder the work, the fatter I got, the
Hmm.
larger I got.
And then I noticed one thing she said too is she was about in middle school she was about to rock her oboe. I played flute,
Oh
but I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
yeah. I played flute from sixth grade all the way till I graduated. That's what I
Oh
lettered
wow,
in. I lettered
yeah.
in band.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I thought about you when I saw that part about the band too. Hi, Vicky.
But
Yes, I'm listening.
We have, I think Tara's backstage. I think.
Hi, Tara. I can't see backstage.
I don't know what time. I know we were going to do it in segments, and I don't know
Oh
what time
yeah.
we're doing it.
Well, if you want to share your thoughts, and then we could do questions and stuff
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Um, my thoughts are I kind of covered some of my thoughts while I was
Yeah.
while I was going. But yeah, I've noticed that a lot about people, about the accepting compliments thing. I'm guilty of that as well. Um, and I've tried to understand where that comes from.
Mhm.
And I think as it comes, because I kind of pull that accepting compliments and acknowledging your accomplishments, I pull that together. Like to me, that's kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
Not being
It's
able
like a
to,
validation thing.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that it comes from partially everything that you stated was spot on, Oslin. In fact, that opened another perspective of thinking for me.
Mhm.
But also I think it comes from the fact of sometimes some people cannot acknowledge that in themselves. They
Mhm.
find a hard time giving themselves credit.
Mhm.
So
Right.
when someone else says something positive,
Mhm.
they really do look at it like, what, why do you think this is so great?
Right.
Because they don't acknowledge it themselves. So it could be a two-sided kind of thing. It could
Mhm.
be that they truly feel that they truly want their compliment. They truly know that they've done something, but they want to remain meek, and so they're doing that little shy, coy thing, that little meek thing. But it could also be that the person genuinely doesn't acknowledge who they are and
Right.
what they bring to the table. So when someone says something like that, it genuinely does shock them, you
Mhm.
know.
That's true.
So it could be a trauma response, in other words.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I was thinking. And then what was it? Was it chapter 11? Yeah, chapter 11, when she's talking about how she was afraid to say no to an actor.
Oh yeah.
And she was holding up that whole process just because she didn't want to say this person wasn't the right person,
Mhm.
which kind of shocked me for
Right.
her
Mhm.
because she's so in control when it comes to her process.
Right. Absolutely. And I think she was describing that as like the the start of Grey's Anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
So she's already at the table with, I don't know which network, but and her show is coming to life, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like she didn't realize she had never said no before in a work setting like that, but she also didn't realize until she said no how much creative control she had. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
you're the writer, like she says, you're the one laying the track. We're all
Mm-hmm.
here. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I was actually shocked with that. But at the same time, that does directly tie into what she was saying about having difficult conversations. It ties into the same feeling she had saying no to her friend. It's disappointing someone that she didn't want to do. She didn't want to let somebody down. She didn't want to have to say you're not right for this part, because that in essence is saying, you know, rejecting the person. So in the same manner that she didn't want to say no to her friend, like she was having a difficult, it's in the same vein is what I'm saying.
Right.
That feeling of not wanting to deny a person, it's in the same vein. So
Mhm.
that's what I got out of that. And I have experienced that at work and at definitely at in personal life. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you're going to lose some people along the way, but I will say maybe you're meant to lose them.
Yeah. That's the conclusion that I've come to in those situations where it's like, no matter how hard close your heart can be to somebody and how much you
Mhm.
value them, at some point, if somebody shows you their true colors just by you doing nothing to actually harm them, but standing up for yourself more and taking more control, Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they just weren't meant to be there.
Yeah.
Like
And
of
that's
course.
something you're gonna have to learn.
Hmm.
So that's what I got. That was my little synopsis, and then I'll go ahead and open it up to let people on
Yeah,
and give,
we
because
want
I
to hear
want to
your
hear some
thoughts.
other perspectives. And we
What's
have the
the
link. We have the links there, so if you want to come up, click the link. I
yes.
think Oslin has put it on her channel, and I have it on mine pinned as well.
Hmm.
All
But yeah,
right. Hello.
hey, beautiful, how are you?
How are you doing?
You got to tell people when you're about to do that. I
Oh, I'm
never know
sorry.
I'm
I thought I
coming.
did
I'm
though.
like, do, listen to y'all talking, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. When did I get here? Hi, ladies. Oh, you're outside, Rosalind.
I am outside. I think I'm actually about to go inside though, because I don't know. Is anybody having static or anything like that? I think it's me.
I
Hold on one
am.
second.
I hear static too. I've been kind of muting in between
Okay.
because of the
All
static.
right. Um, Tara, how was your
Mm.
week, and what are your thoughts on this week? Like, tell us all about it.
I think you guys covered most of it, honestly. And I, like Oslin, actually thought the religion thought when she
You
mentioned that.
did?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, and I feel like it's just taught wrong. I don't think, God was like, Jesus was like, don't accept a compliment, or it's just like that, especially for women, you're always taught to be quiet, and even down to debate about whether women preachers should be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't do this and do that, And so I think oh no, I'm going to get off if this is going to cause Oswald to go away.
No,
Don't
I'm
do
still
it.
here. I'm still
She's
here.
still there. She's going in the house, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, oh no. I almost didn't come on because I was like, oh
Yeah,
no,
I
we
knew
don't
she
want
wasn't gone because her little circle is there.
to.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still here. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. And so I completely agree with that. But I feel like God created us to be creators, like you were saying. So any compliment to us is a compliment to Him. So you just take it. I think there is, and there's a lot of verses that'll be misconstrued and all of that. But I don't think it's more about being able to take a compliment as it is in the Bible, like don't get prideful because
Yes.
pride comes before the fall. There's a difference between being able to say thank you and take a compliment than being super prideful about something like I did this and it was me and da da da, and then you give God no glory in that. So I feel like
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, but I think there are ways that it's taught where they don't where it's not said that way. Cause that's why in the comments I was like, and I am people. Cause for a while there, I couldn't take a compliment. It's still
Hmm.
hard for me to take a compliment sometimes.
I
People
was
like, oh,
getting
your
ready to
hair
say,
is so
I'm the
nice.
people.
Right. I'm like, I'm the people. I just don't, and I have to talk to myself. I have to be like, Tara, it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
if it's actually true, then say, okay, thank you. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, if you put something on and when you walked out your house, you thought you looked nice, and someone compliments you, say thank you because you knew you looked nice when you walked out the house. But people
Absolutely.
will compliment me on things that I forget are even going on. So like to be
Yeah.
like, oh my God, your earrings are so cute. And I've got to be like,
Yes.
oh, thank you.
Right.
I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
about it at all. Like I wasn't thinking it was anything
Mhm.
special or anything like that. But
Hmm.
I've been the person that used to be like, oh no, it's just no, it's the thrift store, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's almost like I have to make sure they know that I'm not showing off. Like it's like I have to
Mhm.
be like, oh, I got it at Walmart, but I'm also a sharer. So sometimes I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, I got it at Walmart, girl. Go over there. They got the dollar clearance right now. You got to
Yeah.
get that. And then I'm giving way too much information because I'm still kind of uncomfortable about taking the compliment,
Mhm.
Yeah.
turning the compliment into a whole story, and we're working on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
Um, so I definitely get that as a thing, but and I think it has just been ingrained. I've always been told to humble myself, and I'm in a different situation because I'm like, I never call myself a stepchild because I've never felt like it,
Hmm.
but technically I am. So I've always felt like you don't have the best luck, and you need to make sure you like stay under the
Mm.
radar, and so I think it's just a lot of unlearning that has to be
It
done with that
is.
personally.
Yes.
Um, But these were some hard
Yeah.
hitting chapters. Like they really were.
Absolutely.
I was like, girl, it's over. No, I'm still listening. I'm still listening.
Yeah, I told T earlier. I accidentally read over. I didn't realize for some reason I had 14 in my mind. I told you I can't really count, so I was like, four chapters. Right? I'm like, but I didn't go all the way to 14. I
Mhm.
double checked, then I stopped, and I was like, thank God, because it was a lot, you know.
Yeah, it
But
was.
you, but
It
honestly,
stumbled.
it's okay because
Yeah,
it's easy to read over in this book.
yeah,
I
it
wasn't even
is.
reading. I'm listening, so it's super easy to over
Hmm.
listen. It's like we
Right.
don't even change chapters. I'm just driving along, listening to her tell me a story, and I'm like,
Yes.
okay,
But one thing I will say too, to that Tara is that you know, I feel like one of the themes in this book is like saying yes for Shonda Rhimes. It really allowed her to be more visible and more comfortable and really kind of go to an even higher version of herself. You know, just
Hmm.
by
Mhm.
being saying yes, because um it's
Yep.
like every chapter that we had so far is like yes to your body, yes to thank you, yes to all these
Even
things
yes
that
to
are
no. That one got
yes
me.
to know,
Yes,
Even
yeah,
no.
you know.
I was like,
And it's
mm-hmm.
like just yes to normal things that we encounter every day,
Hmm.
you know. And I
Mm-hmm.
think what I'm learning just in my own life is so as far as compliments and stuff, I pretty much passed that limiting belief. Like I'm not the person that will cower down if you give me a compliment. And I'm also the person that if I give somebody a compliment and they cower down, I'm automatically saying, you don't gotta be like that. You know, you can just say
Mm-hmm.
thank you because I know what it's like to feel like that.
Hmm.
And it's just like, but I'm still unlocking other limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying that to say that that's all it is. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
limited belief.
that's true.
That's all it is. It's not a true
It's not the truth.
indication of who you are, and
Mhm.
it takes work, but you can unlock them. You can,
Yeah.
and her
Yeah,
whole book is talking about that. She did it
yeah,
herself.
yeah. I 100% agree. It's all about like analyzing and being self-aware and
Mm-hmm.
actually testing the truth. And that's why when I heard about that tiny experiment thing that I came across from something I took just off the whim, it really stuck with me. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt like you lived your life just speaking on me, live my
Mm-hmm.
life just kind of doing what everybody else told me to do. Like go to
Hmm.
school, get the degree. No one's coming to pay me this daggone student loan though.
Right.
And then you do
Right.
all the things and get the job that's supposed to help you pay off the student loans faster, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's not okay. And so then you do all the things. Then you're supposed to have the kids, and then you're supposed to get married. And by that time, I had kind of like been like, y'all gotta go over there. That ain't happening,
Right.
okay? But
Hmm.
I lived my life up until recently, just trying to do what everybody else wanted me to do to keep everybody happy. Again, that whole
Mm-hmm.
people pleasing thing. So then I
Mm.
had to switch that out. But I think with the tiny experiments, it makes you take the thing you think you like and try it a different way. Like, do you really like it? Or are
Right.
you doing it because everybody says you should like it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, do you like running? Or are you just running
Right.
because somebody said you should run? Like, running
Mm-hmm.
is healthy because everybody does it. No, my
Hmm.
knee hurt and my
Yeah.
back hurts, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't like running. I like Zumba.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I've done that. I can sustain that. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
I like now live my life just trying to do things that I love to do. But I will say the part in the one of the chapters that tripped me out, and I hope I didn't go ahead, but is
Mm-hmm.
the one where she was talking to her friends at the table. Did we get to that? And
Possibly.
they were talking about her friend that was acting weird and was
Oh,
always
oh yeah, you read ahead like me.
okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
Because
next
that
week.
one, I was like,
I
I
wanted
saw
to
it.
get
I was
on
like,
her too. Yeah,
uh
that's
I was
next
like, you
week.
just made to be discussed. I was gonna say, have
like,
any of
well,
y'all ever done that? But never mind. Next week. I
Yeah,
think
that's
she
That's
next
for
did.
a
week, and I
future
had to
show.
double check.
That's for a
I think I'm a little ahead.
Yeah, I told T that earlier. I said your chapter overview is going to help me remember where to stop because I was going to
Right.
get
And
it.
I kind of missed some of that because I'm
Yeah.
actually reading a book. And I was
Okay.
like, oh my God, it's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
So T,
I
I'd have to hear the whole overview again to like hear it. So when y'all talk, that I can respond. But it was definitely good chapters,
oh yeah.
yes,
all relatable. Of
yes, absolutely. I have a question, y'all.
Okay. Yes.
course, it does.
What in can you recall one instance that was your Sherry Lansing Award moment
Hmm.
where you got acknowledged and you used one of those three tactics, the head down, the
Hmm.
or what? Can you think of one?
I can't think of one single, but I know I've experienced that so many times. One single does not come to mind, but I literally was the whole epitome of every how she described those women in that room. Like just could not just say thank you, could not be acknowledged. And I love how it's just important to note that these women were on the Power 100, meaning
Mhm,
they were selected for being
mhm.
powerful women in business, and each one of them had that reaction. But I can't think of one single one. What about y'all?
I deflect
Like,
like a mug. So just recently at work,
okay.
my boss was like, you've been doing such an amazing job at keeping this stuff and keeping us positive through these smart cheap conversions and da da da. And I immediately went to, and you're doing amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, stop talking about me. I'm fine. You're doing great. Just stay calm. We're gonna pivot. We're not gonna panic. It's all gonna be fine.
Mhm.
I'm like, I mean, I might have text thank you in the midst of that, but it's almost like I can't just say thank you. I have to say thank you and then point out someone else's greatness, which is
Yeah.
not necessarily a bad
Yeah, no,
thing.
it's not bad.
But
It's
I
not
think
bad.
in some ways it's like it's okay to just sit in the thank you and be like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
you
is.
should take it in first though. It's okay to take that in and
Yeah, no. I'm like,
acknowledge it.
to me, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just doing my job.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't see
No,
the yeah.
yeah. I know I can understand that too. I guess if you the compliment comes as like a deflection, like let me put the attention back on you, then I understand that. But like you said too, that's one of the ways for people that it might be easier to say thank you. Like
Mhm.
if it's hard for you to say thank you, just say thank you and genuinely, like to somebody else, give them a compliment back. That's one way you can probably ease into
That's what I
just
do.
saying thank
That's
you. You
exactly
know
what
what I
I do.
mean? Like, oh, thank you, and then offer them back a compliment. It don't
Yeah,
have to be
always.
grandiose or
Yes.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm usually telling the truth. Like I'm like, but
Right.
thank
Exactly.
you,
Yeah.
but you're also doing a great job. It's not just
Hmm.
me, and then and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
appreciate the
Mhm.
appreciation, uh, but I don't want it all on me either.
Absolutely. Yeah. What about
But I
you,
want
P?
the raise, so yeah, send the money. I'll take that. What about you, P?
I can tell you there's one instance that stands out in my mind. I had to be tricked to get the Employee of the Year award at my job.
Oh
They had to
wow.
trick me into going
Hmm.
because they knew had they told me I wouldn't go.
Oh wow.
So I was actually friends with someone at headquarters. She told me that she needed me desperately for a project.
Hmm.
And that's how she got me to Maryland, to
Hmm.
headquarters.
Oh wow. And it
I
was a
thought I
whole
was
time.
going to help a friend. I thought I was
Yeah.
going to help a friend do a project. So when I got there, we were really cool. Like I stayed at her house, everything.
Hmm.
Um, and I kept saying, "Well, when's the project? Like, when we gonna start? When we gonna start the project?" And she's taking me into the office each day, and I'm just like, "Yeah, what? Chop chop. Where the
Yeah.
project at? Let's get
Hmm.
to,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to, you know."
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, it's a luncheon because they have a luncheon where they give these awards out. And they were like, well, we got to go to the luncheon. We can't skip the luncheon. We have to go because it's the
Yeah.
president's luncheon. We have to go. So I'm like, okay. All right. Well, how long is this going to be? Because I need to, we need to get on
Let's
this
get to the
project. Girl, I'm
project.
leaving tomorrow. You know what I mean?
And I
So we
come down
get
here
in
not to get
there.
nothing done.
Right.
Yeah. And so we get in there, like I said, I'm sitting at the table, and then they call it out as I'm sitting there, and I'm looking around,
Hmm.
and at the corner of my eye, I could see my manager with shades on lean back in his, because they fooled me. They
Yeah.
fooled me into going because they knew that I wouldn't. And I'm looking around like, and I look at him, and he's like,
Oh.
you know what I mean?
Or how did that make you feel ultimately? Were you like, oh my gosh, y'all tricked me, or were you like,
Terrified,
you were
because now I
terrified?
got to
Oh,
get up in front of these people, and I'm not prepared. I'm
yeah.
not even prepared to even be at that thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, you know, um but I thought about it after the fact. I was like, it's a sad, because they still talk about it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they had to trick me
Mm-hmm.
into that.
Right.
That was like a
Yeah.
hard pill to swallow. Like that
Mm-hmm.
they had to trick me into something like that. That's not, and it was an elaborate hoax. A
Yeah.
very elaborate.
They had to go through great lengths.
Yeah. So yeah, that
Wow.
was the moment, but it made me feel bad. In the end, when I look back on that, it makes me feel bad because it makes me feel like, man, you weren't even okay with acknowledging something that
Right. But don't
obviously
don't let it
others
make you
see.
feel
You know what I
bad.
mean?
Don't let it make you
It
feel
made me
bad.
feel bad though, because I was like, dog, that's such
No,
a.
don't let it make you feel bad. I feel like, you've been at your job for so long, so many years. Those they know you well. And they just knew
Mhm.
that at that time you were the type person that if we just give this to her, she's not going to accept it. But we really want her to have this. So what are we gonna do to get her there? I think that was like them knowing you well to be able to pull it off like that.
They're so sweet. They
But
they
yeah, I'm happy that you ultimately got that recognition. You know,
Well, I had no choice, but
yeah,
at the same time, it was a moment though where I realized that I had growth to do.
yes,
Maybe I should put it that way instead of
yeah,
saying I felt bad. That
right.
was
I
the
understand what
moment
you're
where you
saying.
realize you have to grow. Like, this
Yeah,
is not cool. Like,
hmm,
nobody should have to do all of this.
right, right. Yeah, I can
They
understand
should
that.
have to go through all of that. They got to pay
Hmm.
for all this stuff to try to coax you in the, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
when you could have just went.
right.
And so
Now,
that was probably my moment that
hmm,
I'm like, something's got to change. Something's
yeah.
got to change. All right, I
Now,
have another question for y'all.
all right. I want to hear that question. I also have
Oh,
a random
go
another
ahead,
thought real
Austin.
quick. So this is something I noticed. I actually never asked anybody about it, but I want to know your opinion. So as far as thank you with compliments and stuff like that, I have no
Hmm.
issue with. But you know what really makes me kind of cower down
What's that?
when I do something for somebody and they say thank you to me. For some reason, like I can never. I've noticed that I can never say you're welcome. I can't say that for some reason. I'll be like no problem, or like it wasn't. For some reason I don't like feeling like like I don't know. I told you I never I noticed it about myself, but
No, I'm
I've
trying to think.
never.
Like, why would you feel that
I
way?
don't
Why would you
know. I've
feel that way?
never. I like that Vicky getting an award. Hi
Uh
Vicky.
oh. Did we miss something?
I don't know,
I don't know. I
but
don't know if y'all answered that already. I was just talking to her. She was saying something about compliments make her feel
oh
Yes,
better.
oh
she
oh yeah
said, I
yeah I did
like
see that earlier.
compliments. It's
Yeah.
like getting an award at work. It just proves that people are noticing your effort. Yep. Yes,
Yes,
Vicky.
absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. That's one thing I have noticed about myself though. Like if somebody texts me thank you about something, I'm not talking about if I give them a compliment, but if I do something for somebody, if somebody asks me like, Osmond, can you do this for me? And I do it from there, like thank you. I'm always just like, no problem. For some reason, you're welcome just does not ever come out of my mouth. I don't know why. I'm not like I don't have an issue with it. It's just something that I've noticed about myself.
And I'm
Is
the
it
exact
because you
opposite.
associate your welcome with a negative connotation, or like they owe you something, so you're saying like I'm excusing you from the, like what is
No, I think it's
what
like
is your welcome?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like I don't like the feeling of like thinking that somebody think I did them a favor. Most of the time I do
That's what
something,
I meant by
it's
that. That's what
ultimately
I,
like
yeah.
I wanted to, I was able to. It was some for some reason you welcome feels like I did you a
You're
favor.
acknowledging that they did that you did
Mm-hmm.
it for a reason.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know, like you're welcome. And then I don't know, I think you're welcome might have a negative connotation. Now that I think about it too. Do y'all remember that show Awkward on MTV?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that show Awkward?
I
You
remember
remember
it,
that
but I
Mean
didn't
Girl?
watch it though. I didn't watch it, but I
Okay.
remember
Are we
the
like
show.
we kind of a little different generations with TV and stuff right now, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But Awkward, it was a girl on there. She was a bully, and she always used to say that was her word, that was her catchphrase. You're welcome, like you're welcome. And for some reason, I just don't like saying it.
I think it depends on the tone in which you say
It
that. Like I
is
But
don't
the
yeah,
think
I don't know if
tone.
those
It's
words
totally
itself
the
just have a
tone.
negative connotation.
thank
Like I
you.
really don't know. I didn't think about it. I just, you know,
Maybe.
And people do it that way, Oswin,
yeah,
when you don't say thank you, or
Right.
when they feel like you should have said thank you, they'll be
yeah,
like,
you're
Right.
"You're
welcome.
welcome,"
Yeah,
even
Yeah,
I
did
just
I
feel like
close
it's
the
kind of
door
the
for
way that I
you?
want to end it. If I did somebody asked me for a favor and they say thank you, saying you're welcome is just not how I want to end the conversation. I'll be like,
okay.
no problem, you know, whatever. It just feels more comfortable to me.
But
But it
couldn't no
probably
problem be taken in a negative
no,
connotation too?
because I'm like, it was no problem. Like it was
I
no
think for
problem.
Oslin, it's not. I think what I'm hearing her say is more like, no problem equates to Oslin saying, I would have done this for anybody or
Anyway,
anything. And your
ah,
welcome equates in,
I
I was
did you a
going,
favor.
I'm doing this for you and I did
oh,
this.
okay,
And so
okay,
you're
okay.
welcome
Now I
that
get
I've
it.
done
Yeah,
I get it.
it.
I get it.
So I
yeah. I
think
don't
like
want it to be
that's her
like
way
I
Mm-hmm.
of
did you a
not,
favor.
yeah,
Yeah.
not like, oh, this wasn't anything that I wouldn't do. It was something special. She's like, no, it was just no problem. Like you can ask me
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
anytime.
that's how I see it. But I know that
Okay,
some type it's
I got
something
it.
in there subconsciously. I don't know what it
Yeah, because
is.
I
It's
would
just,
think it's rude sometimes if you'd be like, you don't say you're welcome to me. I'm like, but if you say no problem to me, I wouldn't
yeah, I
take it.
always say no problem.
Yeah.
I don't just
If
not
you
say
just don't say
anything. I always
anything,
say
I'm
no
like,
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you didn't say anything at all, I would feel
Yeah, I
away.
don't not do
I
that.
would be like, "Oh, she didn't want to do this."
like,
So,
okay, you're not. Forget that.
No,
mm-mm.
I don't do that. But yes, see, what other questions do you have?
um,
You got a few more
I
minutes.
wanted to ask you, what was your most difficult? Well, I don't want to say that. I'm scared to ask that one because I don't, without being too deep into anything personal, because you don't have to share anything like that. What is your most recent difficult conversation? Like where
Hmm.
you had that feeling of,
Hmm.
oh my God, I don't want to say this, but I need to say this. I feel like with Oslin, she
Hmm.
doesn't have those because she's very open. Like
Yeah, and
she's
I also
very
don't talk to
willing
that
to
many
have the
people.
conversation.
I
Like,
don't talk to that many
yeah, we're
people.
gonna have this conversation now. This is not a difficult conversation. This is just a conversation we're gonna
Yeah.
have.
Well, y'all let me think about mine. Tara, do you know for you?
I don't think I've had to have one in a while. Like, uh, no, I haven't had to have one in a while with anyone recently. I think I would remember it. But I have had a recent conversation where I felt like I had to be very cautious about the way that I responded
Mm,
to someone
Mm-hmm.
because their emotions aren't super regulated. And
Mm.
they immediately go on the defense if you say something that doesn't kind of align with the way they think things should go.
mm-hmm.
And this just happened to be a group conversation. So I kind of worked out a little better because it was like a lot of people telling that one person the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. So it's kind of like all of us can't be wrong.
Right.
Yeah, no. But I
Yeah.
also feel like it depends on how you say it. Like you have to know your audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that person is very sensitive to a lot of things. So I never rose my voice, raised my voice, raised my voice. I always looked at them in their eye when I was saying it, and I tried to
Hmm.
say it in the most loving way. Where like, did anything I say offended you when I just said that? Let me clarify anything. Da da da. And
Right.
it was yeah. So I had one of those
Mm-hmm.
very recently. But as far as like me needing to talk to somebody about something I didn't necessarily want to talk to them about, I really haven't. I haven't. I don't think so.
I have thought of my experience. If y'all want me to share.
Okay.
All right.
Don't share
So,
anything you're not comfortable with.
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not gonna share
okay.
anything
I
I'm not
just I
comfortable with. But I will
wanted
be
to make
honest.
that
I'm a
disclaimer because I
transparent
don't want
person.
anybody. Okay.
Yeah. So, in my era of my life, I don't really have many relationships that have difficult conversations. However, I am still a newlywed. I don't know how many years we get for newlyweds, but we only 1 year in.
I say 5.
So, so naturally, difficult conversations would come with between me and my husband, which I embrace those conversations because the other side is always growth. But
Mm-hmm.
my most recent one was one where I couldn't really verbalize the feelings that I was having. Like me kind of starting my own business, making career changes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to being a person that just does what I want to do whenever I want to do it. That's been my life, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you come into a union, you do have to think about the other person. So my most recent difficult conversation was about me basically making a decision to be self-employed without really considering what that means for my whole household. And I had a lot of
Okay.
feelings because I had a lot of feelings that I just couldn't really verbally express. So I just was quiet, not for a like silent treatment thing. I don't do that. That's childish. But I really could not really verbalize how I wanted to express my feelings. Now, y'all know how I figured it out? Yeah, can y'all guess
Yeah.
how I
Go ahead.
chat GPT, baby? Yes, Lord.
Chat
I
is
said,
saving
chat, this is the
lives. Why is
situation.
Chat out
This
here
what
doing the
happened.
work?
Why am I feeling like this? Please help me explain what I'm thinking right now. And it worked. I love chat. I love
Chat is out here
chat.
being a therapist to everybody.
No,
Yeah. I'm like,
girl, I'm not mad
who
at
else am I
you.
gonna ask?
No, I'm
I'm
not mad
not
at you.
mad
I
at
actually
all
just
because I'm doing it.
I don't feel bad about that at all because literally just last week,
Hmm.
a friend
Mm-hmm.
of mine came to me about something that her and her husband was having.
Hmm.
Newlyweds as well, within a
Hmm.
year. They ain't even got a year under the belt yet. And she was telling me the situation.
Hmm.
Well, she actually texted me when it was happening. And I was like,
Hmm.
don't you say nothing you can't take back. Walk away if you have to. Try to put yourself in this person's shoes.
Yeah.
And she was like, I can't. I can't. I said, well, then get out of there. I said, because if you say something, that's the person you're with forever. So you need to, unless they hit you, then you out. But like,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
but just then back away, say you gotta get some room, whatever, right? So then the
Hmm.
next day I see them in person and we're talking about it. And I gave her some advice.
Hmm.
And then I went to chat GTP just to make sure I was giving the right
Yeah.
advice. And I typed out the situation and I said, look at me being a therapist. Because
Yeah.
everything I said, Sheila, aka ChatGPT, said that
Hmm.
is what you're supposed to say, or that is what's happening here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
Yeah. No,
okay,
it
well,
really does help.
I
And the
feel
thing
better
is,
now. And I let her read the responses. I was like, look, see,
yeah.
I'm not
And the
making
I'm
this.
thing,
blaming Osland. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you for my use of Chat GPT. I am blaming you
yeah, but it really does
wholeheartedly.
help. Because the thing is, I know any relationships, marriage, work, friendship, difficult conversations is not something you want to brush over. That's where the work. That's where you're avoiding the work. Like you're avoiding the work by not having difficult conversations. It
And that
just
just builds up resentment. It
it
doesn't
builds up
help
resentment,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you can get to the bottom of something, especially when it's your person, I'm talking about like marriage or whatever,
Mhm.
you get to the bottom of something,
Mm-hmm.
like it literally makes you stronger. It's like how you build that union, but you cannot avoid them. What I wonder, T, what was in the chapters that sparked that question? I'm trying to connect it. What difficult conversation did
Oh,
she have in those chapters?
because she was talking about having difficult conversations. That was like when she said no. It's this in the
Oh, when
Say
she
No
said no to
chapter.
the
The Say
yeah,
No chapter. She's talking about
Mm-hmm.
having those difficult conversations because
yeah,
somebody had to have the conversation with the actor to tell the actor that,
yeah.
or
Like no, I'm
their agent, you're
sorry,
not the one.
you're not the
That's a
one.
difficult conversation. You
And the
Yeah.
know,
people when she was asking her for money, and then she was like, "Oh," and
mhm,
she went off, and then she was like, "Oh well, the worst has happened. I guess it wasn't that hard after all."
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And
And
now
I
Oh
I
love
my
that
God,
understand.
what
for
did
her.
she say? I'm not going to be able to do that. That's not going to work
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
That
She
doesn't
had her
work
different
well.
ways of saying no.
Yeah, she was like, "No, that's not gonna work for me right now. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that right now, or
Mhm.
just no." She was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah," and she was like, "You know what? The truth is, you get so into the thing, but if honestly, if you're a level-headed person
Mhm.
Hmm.
and you know who you are and you're pretty self-aware, because a lot of people say they're self-aware, they're really not. You
Mhm.
know, but
Hmm.
if you try to be self-aware and you can actually put yourself in someone else's shoes,
Yeah.
it's like." Once you get into that situation, which is the situation I hate
Mhm.
confrontation, but you
Mhm.
do get a clarity after that. I've
Right. You
always
do.
Yeah.
hated it, but there's always clarity after it.
Yeah. You might not always
Right.
like the side of your
It's
own
like,
of the
oh,
clarity,
you
but it's
know what?
clarity.
Right. It's never gonna be, it's not always gonna be the clarity that you want, but it's
Mhm.
clarity nonetheless. And it's like,
Right.
oh, I see you clearly now. I
Mhm.
see who you really are.
Yep.
And
Yep.
either you're somebody I want to be around, or you're somebody's gotta be
Hmm.
you gotta get off the ride or die list, as she said.
Yeah. And then
Right.
while we on this real quick, because see, I also want to know your response.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yo, I love that she actually put in the book how many people came out the woodworks on her when they saw that she had a TV show.
Hmm.
She said the loosest relation, family relation, they asking her for stuff. She said,
Friends
Her
she
mama
hadn't
was
talked
coming
to
to
in
get her. Her mama
years.
was like, "Who?"
yeah, it's like, did she say, how did she put it? Anything under the sun that you can imagine, she's been asked. And I'm just like, the audacity of some people. The
Didn't say
audacity.
boo to me. Ain't never said good afternoon, good morning, good night
Right.
to me in
Yeah.
years. And all of a sudden, you want money. And then when I say no, you have the nerve to be upset. Who are
Yes, they
you
have
to
the
me? I
nerve
didn't
because
even know
that's the
you.
really trick part about it. You didn't do anything to help me get to this point. You know what I mean? Or anything.
Or
Like I
support
barely even know
you,
you the way she was describing
give
them.
you the
But at
script.
the same time, when people have the audacity to ask, a lot of times they think that you have to say yes. Y'all
Because
notice
you
that?
have it.
Like,
You have it. So why wouldn't you? Because I don't have to.
because I don't have to. Exactly.
And you don't, number one, you don't know what my goals are.
Yeah.
You have no idea what
And
I'm trying to do
Well, what
while
I'm
you
dealing with,
thinking
mhm.
maybe
about
I
what
need
I
my
got.
money for me.
Right, and
Not
because like
that.
she also said, it's just an assumption. They just see
Hmm.
what they it's an assumption,
Right, they assume I have money because I have a show.
Right.
Hmm.
I must have money. Like we don't have to pay the actors. Like we don't have the,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like how you know what I'm coming home with? How you know I ain't got
Yeah.
to cover that in bills? I got children. What's
Yeah, and,
wrong
and
with
even
you?
if
Yeah.
you did, and even if you did know,
But
what
even
makes
if
you
you did
think?
not,
Did
Yes.
you write any of this? Did you come help me
Yeah.
write any of this? Did you even bring me a
Yeah.
coffee to help me stay up at night to write any of this? You didn't even
Right.
know my name till you saw me on the TV. Get out of here. Look,
Hmm.
wait, has
Yeah.
she already talked about her people?
Not
Because I
not
really
both of
like.
them. Not the two
mm-mm,
ones. This one
What?
she only
mm-mm.
talked about Pam.
She only
No,
talked about the one.
No, I
yeah, she
mean,
only,
like, there was a part where she was going. Please tell me I'm not ahead again. Where she was
You
going
might be
to the
ahead.
ceremony or something. Oh God, am I ahead?
yeah,
And
I
she
think
was
that's
her sister
13.
Sandy was like, "Don't worry."
Don't worry about it. Say the whole
I
thought
Yeah, go
because I
ahead,
gotta figure
say it.
out where you
We
at.
gonna read it. We
Say it.
gonna read it. Go
So
ahead,
she was,
say it.
so she was going through all this stuff with like losing people, and she started to feel alone.
Yes.
And then Sandy was like, "No, I can come with you to the award ceremony or something." And she was like, she started to give the speech on like, "These are your people. You're not alone." And
Oh
that was
yeah.
the chapter where
I
she
think
Yeah,
that
that
is
said,
was in that. Yeah, that
that
was
was
in
in
the
this
last
month,
chapter.
right?
That was 12, right?
I don't remember.
Girl.
I think it was because that's where she talked about finding her tribe and stuff.
Yeah, it was like she was like, you
Okay.
don't have to have a big bunch of people, but my
Yeah.
sister's my people. These my two friends
Oh
are my three
yes,
friends are
yes,
my
right,
people.
right.
Yes, that was
Yeah,
12. I
Hmm.
think that was chapter 12.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was the last one, and she was getting
Yeah.
they read her speech, and she was saying, "Thank you so and so
Hmm.
so," and I was like, "Yeah, it really is not about having a whole list of ride or die. It's about knowing that you have
yeah,
people. Like they're not
Yes.
necessarily like. Sometimes your people are weirded. They could be people on the internet, like you just met, like you
yeah,
two. Like they could be my
Yeah.
people because some people literally will be right next to you and wouldn't help you up if they saw you fall. And
yeah.
somebody that you met somewhere else 2 days down the road will call and check on you and see how you're doing. And so I was
Hmm.
like, don't let anything or anyone ever stop you from being a good person to anybody, even if you
Right.
don't know them on that
Yes.
kind of like person to person level. Okay, we went off.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And
it,
T didn't get the
I
answer. My
absolutely
bad.
agree.
yeah.
T.
And
Hmm.
one more thing.
Okay.
And also, I want to say that it's important for us to know that as we elevate, if people shed and they fall off because we said no, or we set boundaries, or they don't like the new person that we're becoming, every level you will attract more people. There's no shortage of people. Okay, there's no shortage of people, and your energy will attract the right people to you. So don't ever feel like you have to hang on to this one person because there's nobody else. So that's all I wanted to say.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point to make too, Osman. Very true. Um probably the most difficult conversation I've had recently is people it's work and personal tie kind of tied together. Like
Hmm.
somebody thought I was really their friend, but I work
Hmm.
with them.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I don't consider look at that. I don't really consider people
Right,
that I work with my friends unless we
right.
have that bond. I have a few like
I
Hmm.
was
that
like,
I
she said the
consider.
way she said it was like
Yeah,
it was not possible. I was like, I
No,
have
I'm just like, but but I'm just saying what
yeah,
you have to be very selective in who you would allow at work to be your friend. You
absolutely.
don't want to just be friends with everybody
Right.
you work with. That is not that
Mm-mm.
person has to prove to me over a long demonstrated period of time
Yeah,
that they can be my friend, that we can talk at of work, that I feel
right.
comfortable. I don't
Hmm.
do that as a
Yeah,
general rule.
right, right.
And this person invited me to something and I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm busy.
no,
I
and I
said
said,
no, that's not gonna fit in for that's not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
that is not going to work
I'm
for
not gonna
me.
be able
I'm
to do
sorry, that's not going to work
that.
for me.
Sorry, no, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Mm.
Because it's honestly, it's weird because people at work, people you work with will try to be your friend for
Hmm.
negative motives. Some
Yeah.
of them will try to do it to find out more about personal
Hmm.
stuff with you so that
Hmm.
they can utilize that against you.
Right.
That's just how it is. If
Hmm.
you haven't, if the people watching have not experienced that, let me tell you, it can and does happen
Right.
all the time. So, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, that's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you able to like tell her that it's a co-working relationship, or did you just kind of leave it at no?
I didn't the initial when I initially turned it down, but I did talk about it later. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I really have a thing where I try to keep my personal life
Right.
and business very
Hmm.
separated. It's not nothing personal against you.
Right.
Nothing personal against you. I'm
Hmm.
like that with everyone. But
Yeah.
just no, we're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Good.
want you to waste invitations. Like I
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
waste your invitation and your time.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah. That's
Sorry.
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
Use
glad you
that
were
on
able to have the
someone.
conversation.
Yeah. And I can
Yeah.
see how that would be difficult, but that's a good example of just having those difficult conversations, because if not, you probably would have got more and more invitations because they would have just assumed, oh, she didn't make it this time because she had something. I'm gonna send her another one, and it's just kind of like, no, let's just
Hmm.
stop this right now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and the
or
difficult
whatever, but
conversation is the fact that you got to make sure you tell this person that you don't want to, that there's that separation, because if they keep inviting you and you just keep saying no, eventually they're going to look at you like you're just a mean person, or you're
Yes.
just a
Mm-hmm.
bad person, or you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the difficult conversation is having that. You have to have that because you don't want the person to be making judgments about,
Exactly.
you,
Yeah.
or it's just like that. That's not my thing.
Right.
That doesn't work for me ever.
Right.
Not just right now, ever. That's
Yeah.
Just don't do that, okay?
It's not their forte.
Mm-mm.
Now, um, those are all great examples, y'all. I really do love talking to y'all on Sundays and
never me
sharing
too.
and everything. So I guess next Sunday we have finished, right? We only have 3 chapters. Oh no, I lied. No, we don't.
No, girl, we got some more. We got
I don't know why I
13.
thought it ended.
It probably is about to end for you because you're listening to everything. You-
Oh, that's so funny.
How many chapters are there?
20, I
20.
think. 20.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So next week we'll be doing chapters 13, 14, 15, and
15
16.
and 16, yeah.
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to these, especially since I already got a taste of chapter 13. I know you are too, Tara.
I've got a
I know I
taste
had to
of it
stop
too.
myself. I said, I'm ahead. I'm ahead. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was ready to go in on them too. But I said, okay, good. We'll save that for next Sunday.
But I like this pace because I like for us to be able to dig in
Hmm.
and like give our opinions. I don't want to rush through all the,
Right.
put them all together and then you're just kind of
Right.
rushing through the
Yes.
deep, deep parts of the of the work. But yeah, it's 13 through
16.
16. Oh my god, this book is so good. I feel like I'm gonna
And
listen
thanks
to
for
it all
showing the
over again.
pictures because I don't have the book. So
Oh yeah.
thanks
Oh,
for
did you
showing
see them?
them.
Okay,
Oh,
let me
did
show
you
you my
see the pictures?
I
let me
did
show you
because
my
I was
favorite
waiting for
one.
T to take some off her wall.
What
This
I'm
is my
gonna
favorite
do is
one. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
What you
going
say?
to take them. I'm because I think I can show pictures up here.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna take pictures of the pictures in the book and kind of display them.
Nice. But I'm gonna
Then
show you
that
my
way we can.
favorite.
Yeah.
This was my favorite one. Look at her
Oh,
after her
that's
year of yes.
beautiful.
Look how she's glowing after her year of yes.
Yeah.
And it's just really like I feel like she drew the picture of the glow up, with
Mm-hmm.
that last picture.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I need to do that though. I haven't done it. I need to put the pictures up here so that I can show them on screen. Cause
Hmm.
it's got her kids. She's got pictures of her kids,
Her parents.
her parents. She has a picture of her own graduation versus her commencement
Hmm.
speech that she gave for them.
Right.
Um, yeah, and her sisters and her
Hmm.
tribe, the
And
tribe
her
of people
child.
that she found. That
Yeah.
yeah.
That weren't made up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Real
But
red
you all,
flag.
this was very enjoyable as always. Kendi said yes, pics please. We'll have those for you next
Yeah,
time, Kendi.
I will definitely. I'll have them all. I'm just gonna put them in a folder, and then that way, as we get to them, I can just show them on the screen.
Mm-hmm. All right. You want to close
Yeah.
us out, T?
Um. Uh. uh,
I'll do it.
uh I don't really know what to say. Thank you.
All
No,
right.
thank everybody for coming.
Yeah.
I do want to say that. Thank you to everybody that's like showing up for these and they're enjoying these. We really appreciate you coming through. And Oslin, is there anything you would like to say?
No, nothing else. But y'all all have a great week, and I hope your previous week, if we didn't really get to talk about it. I know Tara came up and shared with us. Thank you, Tara, as always.
Yes,
But I
Tara.
hope that everyone has a great week filled with positive energy, y'all. Like, if you do have down moments, just know that that's normal. That's a part of life, but you don't stay there. You don't ever stay in those, you know, stuck low vibration type of moments. You can always rise above it. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm just sending everybody love and hope to
And
see y'all
lights.
all next Sunday. Yes, love and light.
Yes. See y'all next Sunday. And
Bye.
thank you
Thanks
again,
again, Sarah.
Tara.
See y'all later.
Bye.